Alright, Concord flight from dot 0 to Groom Lake. Bob is flying me. I only have to take the controls once to avoid a mountain because he's a dumbass. But, yeah, flight sims are pretty boring and they don't get likes because they're boring. So I figured I'd add some commentary to this after the fact. This is going to be times 5 speed. I know that doesn't add up. It was about 50 minutes, not really an hour, but that's close enough to an hour. So we got the nose up, the extra windshield deal, hauling ass, getting some altitude. Once I get high enough, this thing can go Mach 2, but that's going to take a while. Going over central Colorado here, parachute, powder horn, all that stuff. And approaching Grand Junction here, we're going to be flying right over Grand Mesa, the biggest mesa on the planet. But you can't see it because obviously the fuselage is blocking the view. But we're about to cross over Grand Mesa here. Grand Junction will be on our right. Where's Grand Junction? Okay, we're going over like Parachute or some shit. But we're approaching it. This took a while. I don't know how long it took to get here, but it takes a while. I'm covering a lot of ground at Mach 1, but of course, you gotta remember this is 5 times speed. There's Grand Junction, that big herd-looking green area. I used to live there, so I'm pretty well affiliated with that. Those are foot cliffs there on the right of Grand Junction. If my view would stay focused, I'm looking at Whitewater. There's Grand Junction, that little mountain on the edge of that cliffside. That's Mount Garfield. Grand Junction, Whitewater. I think that's Whitewater. Moving on, I'm looking at all the dillies, examining all the stuff. There's a lot of detail in this game. This is a pretty good flight sim for mobile, for what you're getting for a free flight sim. Well, I had to pay for this one, but it's worth it. You can read everything. I'm not sure if all those controls work, but it's there. I got the dilly and the altimeter and my speedometer. I don't know airplane terminology. I just know how they fly a little bit-ish, and I'm pretty well with topography. I think that's Moab. It's definitely Moab. I spend a lot of free time on Google Earth. I can recognize a lot of things. So I basically end up finding Groom Lake by eye and steering this guy towards it. I think I get a good shot of Upheaval Dome, which is a impact crater in the canyonlands of Utah. We're about to see that here in a second. And there's Upheaval Dome right there, that circle in the center of the screen. It's called Upheaval Dome because after the impact, you know, like when a drop of water hits water and you got that little spire that sticks up. Well, sometimes when meteors impact, there's a spire of molten magma or whatever that spikes up. Then it kind of solidifies midway and makes like a little nipple in the middle of a crater. You see that on the Moog a lot. You see that a lot, impact craters. That's basically what happened there, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure what that is. That might be bullfrog. Might be looking at bullfrog. I think that's further down near Horseshoe Bend. Am I looking at Horseshoe Bend yet? It's hard because I'm spinning my head around like a freaking bird right now. It's hard to focus on what I'm actually looking at. But I think I'm starting to leave Utah here. 10 minutes is a lot of time to talk, since I know a little bit about what I'm flying over. But oh, there's Grand Canyon. There's that first bend to the Grand Canyon. But yeah, you see that big gouge in the earth over on our front. That's the Grand Canyon. Then I was reading this shit. That's how you don't blow shit up. Although I don't think you can overstress the aircraft or blow shit up in this game. But in real life, I'm sure you could blow some shit up or rip the wings off if you wanted to. But yeah, looking at Grand Canyon again. I don't know if I get a good view of Marble Canyon. That should be on the left somewhere, but I'm not looking in that direction. I'm fiddling with the billies. Am I going Mach 2? Yeah, I think I'm going Mach 2. Yeah, going across wherever that part of the Grand Canyon is. And I think I'm going to be approaching Nevada here soon, and you'll see a lot of the dry lake beds, and I can recognize the shape of Groom Dry Lake, and that's where Area 51 is. So I think I'm going to start lowering the altitude here, and there's freaking Zion National Park over there. That little area he's looking at is Zion National Park. Okay, do you actually see all this? That's quite a lot to look at. Oh, I was racing the battery too. He managed to land this thing right when I was at like 3%. So this was like a race. So like I started out at like 15% battery, I think. And after an hour of this, I managed to land him and process this recording. Okay, zeroing in on Groom Lake here. It's one of those big white dry lake beds. It's coming into Nevada. Do I recognize it yet? It's right beside Yucca Mountain. I think that's called Yucca Mountain. Yucca Flats is right behind it, and that's where all the nuclear tests were. Somewhere, it's one of these big, there it is, that's Groom Dry Lake. So I'm going to start dropping altitude. I can't hear the audio of the game while I'm recording and editing, but you'll hear that alarm. That's a really annoying overspeed alarm. But it sounds like beep, 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 beep when it's in full speed, but it's like an alarm clock annoying. But there's Groom Lake, Area 51, and I think I kind of circle downward, order him to land. Still got to break some altitude here, bring it down. He actually lands this thing, but I do have to take over in a minute because he cruises right into this mountain ridge. And I had to restart like a couple seconds back and actually pull the plane up over it. But there's some Nevada stuff. Looking at the billies. There's a lot of detail in this game. And that big square there, that's where the shadow is. It renders as a giant square when it's out of range. But that's where the shadow of the plane would be. Yeah, I think I'm starting to lower altitude, circling downward. I think I lost visual of it. But then the land option popped up on the autopilot. So this is the AI flying right now, so I got time to look around and examine the surroundings here. It's gorgeous, man. It's like flying around in Google Earth. I'm kind of impressed with this game. What other flight sim on mobile has all this? There's the Concord. And I'm coming in. I had to go to outside view in order to spot the lake. Coming in, okay. And I think the overspeed alarm's going on here, and this is the mountain ridge he crashed into. So I take over here, I pull up over it. There is Groom Lake. But he's already zeroing in on it. Already clicked on the autopilot. You can see the little down in the corner, the landing option. So I click that. He's in range of the airport. His the air base. Oh, there's the mountain I pull over. I had to take over right there. So yeah, there was a crash that was edited out. This game doesn't render crashes. It just stops the game. But see that big white area over there? That's Groom Dry Lake. You'll see a giant crashed UFO. There's Area 51 and the big mountain. All the UFOs are stored into. Getting a proper approach. I just zig it in there, put it in position, and just whip that plane in. Comes in for a proper approach, lines up the runway, a giant ass UFO next to the lake bed. And just gonna plop it right down. This took forever, but a decent approach takes. So here's this And oh, there's my shadow. Landing gear out. All right, well, hope you enjoyed that. I hope me talking made it a little bit more interesting than just this.